So how do you combine like terms when the distributive property is necessary? Well, it's not that difficult. All you really have to do is, first of all, recognize that within the parentheses that there are no more like terms or terms that have the same last name or variable and exponent combination. And if there's a term on the outside, you're just going to multiply that term on the outside by all of the terms on the inside, with those terms being separated by an addition or subtraction sign. So you're going to see that with each of these problems, it's going to be the same process over and over. So I look, I see 3 plus 4n. They are not both ending with n, and they're not both constants. They are unlike terms. So since they are unlike terms, I'm going to draw my arrow from the 5 to the 3 and from the 5 to the 4n. And that's just an indicator that I'm going to multiply 5 by 3 plus 5 times the second term, which is 4n. And so from here, I'm going to bring down the minus 2. Then I'm going to do 5 times 3, which is 15, plus 5 times 4n, which is just 20 n's, and bring down the minus 2. Then I'm going to look across and notice that I have like terms with 15 and minus 2 because those are both constants. So I'm going to combine the 15 and the minus 2. So 15 minus 2 is 13 plus 20n because the 20n cannot be combined. So since 13 and 20n are not like terms, this is a constant and this is a n term or a variable term with an n at the end. They don't have the same last name. I'm done. My final answer is 13 plus 20n. Next one, 3 times 4y plus 2 plus 5 times 2y minus 1. Again, my qualifier is when I look inside this parentheses, I can't combine 4y and 2 because they are unlike terms. They do not have the same last name. So that means since this 3 is attached to the parentheses, I'm just going to draw my arrows from 3 to 4y and from 3 to 2. I don't extend it over to these terms because these terms are not inside the parentheses here. I'm only attaching the 3 to the terms inside the parentheses that the 3 is directly attached to. This plus sign is a separator of this phrase and this phrase. But when I look at this phrase, this 5 is attached to parentheses, and inside the parentheses, there are no like terms. The 2y and minus 1 are not like terms. They don't have the same last name. So I'm going to draw my arrows from the 5 to the 2y and from the 5 to the minus 1. I'm going to rewrite everything now. So this arrow reminds me that it's 3 times 4y plus 3 times 2 plus this arrow 5 times 2y minus 5 times minus 1. Or I'm sorry, 5 times 1 minus 5 times 1. I rewrite everything now. 3 times 4y is 12y plus 3 times 2 is 6 plus 5 times 2y is 10y minus 5 times 1 gives you 5. So I look at it again and I ask myself, do I have any like terms now that all of the parentheses are gone? I look, I see 12y and 10y, both end in y. They have the same last name. I'm going to combine those first. So 12y is added to 10y. So 12y plus 10y would just be 22y's. I'm going to bring down the plus 6 and the minus 5. Some people combine all the like terms at the same time. I don't recommend that just to avoid errors. I brought down the plus 6 and the minus 5. Now I can combine the plus 6 and the minus 5. So if I have 6 and I take away 5, that leaves me with 1. And I bring down the 22y. So 22y plus 1. Since 22y and 1 cannot be combined, they don't have the same last name, I have to leave it how it is. So the final answer is 22y plus 1. So here's another one. Again, I'm looking, I have my parentheses. I'm supposed to deal with my parentheses first according to the order of operations. But since I can't add 2b and 3, then the only thing that I can do is to distribute this 4, which is attached to the parentheses with multiplication, the 4 to the 3, and the 4 to the 2b. So the 7 plus is just going to come down. I'm not doing anything with that. But then I have 4 times 2b plus 4 times 3. I'm now going to simplify. The 7 plus is going to come down again. I haven't done anything with that. 4 times 2b is 8b plus 4 times 3, which is 12. I look again for like terms, and in this case, since 7 and 12 are both constants, I can add 7 and 12, and 7 plus 12 is 19 plus the 8b. 19 and 8b are still not like terms, so since I can't combine them together, I'm going to leave it just as it is. The final answer is 19 plus 8b. So the next one, same idea. I'm looking to follow the order of operations. I try to deal with parentheses first, and inside the parentheses, I can't do anything with the 3 and the plus 3x because they don't have the same last name. But since this 2 is attached, I can distribute the 2. Same thing for this parentheses. I can't add x and 4 because they don't have the same last name, but I do have the 5 attached, so that's multiplying 5 by x and 5 by 4. So I'm going to do that one step at a time. So 2 times 3, I'm going to write it down. I don't try to do the math while I'm deciding what math to do. 2 times 3x plus 5 times x. If I'm following this arrow, 5 times x plus 5 times 4. 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 3x is 6x. Plus 5 times x is 5x. Plus 5 times 4 is 20. I look again for like terms. The first thing I see is that there's a 6 here and there's a 20 here, and those are both constants. And since they are both constants, I can combine those. So this 6 with a positive 20 and an additional 20 gives me 26. Bring everything else down, plus 5x, plus 5x. And I know 6x and 5x can be combined, so that's just going to be 11x. And I bring down the 26 plus 11x. And now, since the 26 and the 11x do not have the same last name, they are not like terms, and therefore I can't do anything else with that. And so I'm done. 4 plus 2 times the sum of f and 9. So again, parentheses first, but I can't combine these. So if I try to, so since I can't combine these, I'm now going to distribute the 2 to the f and the 2 to the 9. So following the order of operations, 4 comes down, not doing anything with that yet. 2 times f is 2f. I'm sorry, so 2 times f plus 2 times 9. So 4 plus comes down. 2 times f is just 2f. 2 times 9 is 18. I look again for like terms. 4 and 18 are both constants, so I can combine those. So 4 plus 18 gives me 22 plus 2f. 22 and 2f don't have the same last name, so they are not like terms, so I can leave it just like that. My final answer is 22 plus 2f. The next one is 5 times 3 plus b plus 2b plus 4 times 3. And again, if I'm trying to do parentheses first, I can't combine 3 and b, but since this 5 is attached, I can multiply both of them by 5. I can't do 2b plus 4, but since this 3 is attached, I can multiply 3 by 4 and 3 by 2b. So I just rewrite it now. 5 times 3 plus 5 times b plus 3 times 2b plus 3 times 4. Do my math now. 5 times 3 is 15. 5 times b is 5b. 3 times 2b is 6b. And 3 times 4 is 12. My 15 and 12 are both constants. So since they're both positive, I'm going to add 15 plus 12 to get 27. Bring down the 5b. Bring down the 6b. 5b and 6b are both b terms. They both end in b, so they're like terms. So I add 5 plus 6 and get 11. So it'll just be 27 plus 11b. 27 and 11b are still not like terms, so I can't combine them. That means that I'm done. So let's do one more. Parentheses come first. I can't add 3 and 2k, so I draw my arrows to distribute the 5 that's attached. There's nothing to do with the 2k yet, so I'm going to say 5 times 3 plus 5 times 2k, bring down the plus 2k. I'm not going to do anything with that yet. 5 times 3 is 15. 5 times 2k would be 10k. Bring down the 2k. Now I look at it. There's nothing that's a like term with 15 in this problem, but 10k and 2k both end in k, so they're like terms. So I'm going to add 10 plus 2 to get 12k. And I'm obviously going to bring down the 15 plus because I didn't do anything with those items. So I look again, 15 plus 12k. These are all unlike terms. They don't have the same last name, which means I can't go any further, which means I'm done. So as you can see, the procedure has been the same for every problem. I look to do parentheses first. If I can't combine the like terms inside the parentheses, I distribute what's on the outside to all the terms on the inside. That means I'm doing my multiplication after I distribute it. I'm going to bring everything else down, and then I'm going to combine like terms. The process does not change. It's not any more difficult. It's just a matter of identifying the proper steps. So I hope that helps. Now let's get it done.